A very beautiful day to everyone. Welcome to Mirage Gospel TV. I am Joy Aisha. We are here to deal with a very great topic that's making marriages to work, which is how to love your wife. With me are two great seasoned men. Their marriages are working and doing fine. So we deem it fit to bring them up so that other people can learn from them. Stay tuned. Remain blessed as we go on through this section. Okay. Our next question: how did you detect your wife love language and what are your actions in putting the love language to work? We know by Gary Chapman said there are five love languages and they are quality time, acts of service, words of affirmation, receiving gift, and physical touch. So, how did you detect your wife love language, and what actions are you putting in place to make sure that you put this love language of hers to work? Let's have you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Just like what you said, the five love language. As a man, there is no way you will not know if truly you love your wife. You must know a love language. I use myself again as example. When we newly got married, I discovered that each time, of course, there must be one or two I don't want to use the word argument, but sometimes we just discuss one or two things, and probably if I don't present it well, if she's angry, I discover that to calm the anger is for me to hug her, hold her. So I knew, okay, this is one of her love language. When she's angry, I just hold her, and before you know it, she would still voice out that which is making her angry. Please, I'm sorry, and that's all. Then second one, for me, it works for me. I don't know, but I'm just putting how you would understand your wife's love language. I discovered that gift doesn't freaks my wife like that. It doesn't really go down well with her. Our own love language is when you probably assist her in. It might be funny, but that's the truth. At her home, I think assisting her in the house. I just noticed that my wife, each time I go to the kitchen and help her in the dishes, I saw that joy inside of her. So, oh, okay. I discovered that okay, these are also one of her love language. So most of the times, if she's at home, whether she's busy or not, if I want to make her smile, I just go to the kitchen and do the washing of the dishes. She'll say, no, leave it, leave it, leave it. I know it's her love language. And before you know it, that day, I will see so much smile and the rest on her face. So for me, I was able to dictate those things because I study her. If you want to understand your wife's love language, you must be able to read her more and spend time with her. And once you are doing those things that appealing to her, which is her love language, you have a peaceful home. Thank you.
Okay. So, sir, you're saying for you to detect your wife love language, you have to understand her person.
Yes.
Understand her person. So from there, you'll be able to detect love language. And not just detecting it, you make sure you push in actions, physical actions, making her see that I know your love language and I'm pushing in for you. I'm pushing in for you. So you're saying your wife love language now there are two: physical touch and act of service. And they are working for you. Beautiful. Let's have you, sir.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate the points that my colleague elaborated. I think the issue of love language is peculiar from one woman to another. So that is why some persons will say that marriage is a school such that you need to be careful to study your wife. I was actually brought up in the home where men don't go to the kitchen. Men don't have any business with cooking. Men don't have any business with the kitchen. But when I got married to my wife, so I decided to flow in that order. In my place, men don't have any business with the kitchen. Men don't have any business with cooking. You stay in the room and your wife just come around to serve you food. when it is time. But when I discover that it doesn't go down well with her, I don't need any person to tell me this is one of her love language. So I have to disconnect from the way I was brought up, and I started assisting her. And by assisting her, I discovered that everything just turned for her. Everything. So one of her love language that I know, I don't need to read it in a book. I don't need somebody to tell me. Is be there for me.
That's quality time.
Quality, yeah, spend quality time, then assist me. It's not a matter of men, women don't do this or men. So what I do, I can get into the kitchen. I mean, I am not actually good at cooking, and because of the way I was brought up, but I assist in other things, cleaning the dishes and making place, and the little assistance that I render, I always render it when she's in the kitchen. And another love language I detected from her is words of affirmation, and which she always wants her and whoever she's doing to be appreciated, or just that words of I love you, I'm there for you. It's another love language I detected.
So yours is quality time, acts of service, and words of affirmation. Women, for example, when you finish dressing and your husband is there, you don't just expect to just go out. You expect him to say, "Ah, babe, you look good today. Oh. You're shining. You're looking beautiful." That alone has raised us up, and we are good to go for the day. Awesome, sir. God bless you, sir. And next question here says, how can men maintain a balance between providing for the family and spending quality time with their wives? This is a major issue, sir, in making a sweet home, in making sure that the home is running well. Most men, they go out, all their own is work, work, and just let me just go and work this work and bring money. That's just their own. But most women want, even in as much as you're bringing in money, spend time with the family. Let's be together. We are one big family. So how can men maintain a balance between providing for their families and spending quality time with their wives?
Thank you very much. I think that's one area many homes in Africa or the world is actually having issues. How do men strike a balance with their work and home front? Sincerely, yes, as the scripture says, he who did not work must not what eat. But inasmuch you're working, you should be careful as well so that you don't lose your place as a man in your home. Because the moment you value your work or you put more interest in your work than your home, you're already losing the home front. What do I mean? At a point, you discover that the interest of the home will no longer be there. No matter what the amount or the money you're receiving, you will just find yourself being disconnected from the home. So I think for me, every man, no matter the work you're doing, you must create a time for your wife and your kids. For those who will say, the job I'm doing doesn't give me time. Out of the job, the time you have in your job, you won't tell me you spend the whole day, the whole time you will have off, and there are days you also have there are days at work you have break time. You can pull a call across to her. Days you are off, let them feel your presence when you are home. And as God graced you, if you are self-employed, there's no excuse for you not to have a good home running, because you have all the time in the world to make sure your home is of good standard, especially if like I said, self-employed. You should be there for your wife and your family, your children. That's the family as a whole, because the time you spend with them determines how the value they will place on you as a father. That's the truth. Naturally, women tend to bond with their children, and kids tend to bond with their mother because they see the mom often. And if you as a husband, you now marry yourself to your job, believe you me, you are gradually losing your home. So I want to I use this medium to tell all the men in the world, create time for your family, no matter the job you are doing. Thank you.
So men should create time for their family, no matter how busy they are. I think from this, sir, from my own understanding, is men should even prioritize their family, like more than their job. Family first, because when the family is at peace, you are at peace to work very well in the office. So there must be a balance. So family first. When you have that mindset that your family first, you'll be able to strike balance between your work.
I really appreciate the points that my colleague has given. Yeah, I want to say this. I actually love the way the question is the way you put the question. Is there must be a balance. There must be a balance. By the grace of God, I'm 11 years in marriage, and I understand that love in marriage will soon become sour if a man can no longer provide for his home. So that means there must be a balance. That means the man must be out to see how he will ensure that the home is provided for. And also, in as much as the man has to be out to provide for the home, there must be a balance to also ensure that your work that we ensure that there's provision for the home is not taking all of your time. And there you should be able to. There must be a balance. There's no way work can be so serious that you will not be able to create time. What I'm saying is that there must be balance of ensuring that a man that cannot provide for his house, you see, the Bible said is worse than an infidel. So my advice for men is that we must try as much as possible, and God enable us to work in order to provide for our home. And also we have to strike a balance to also ensure that we create time to always be available to also spend time with our family. Is very important. And that is the point I can share.
So provision for the family is something that cannot be done without. It's very key. So a family that there's no provision, they will go pathways very soon. So provision is necessary. Quality time is necessary. So we must strike a balance between work and family, knowing fully well that when your family is at peace, your mind is at peace, everything concerning is at peace, you work freely in the office and you are much more efficient and effective at your place of work when your home is at peace. And this comes as a result of provision and quality time. So there must be balance. Thank you, sir.